Imagine going back in time to a moment before you were even born and discovering that your soul chose the very family you are part of now. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Especially when that family feels like a battlefield filled with conflicts, pain, and often a silence louder than any words. You ask yourself, why me? Why was I placed in an environment that hurts more than it heals? The truth is, I know what it is like to feel that way. I've spent countless nights questioning if something was wrong with me, trying to make sense of so much chaos in what was supposed to be my safe haven. Maybe you have felt this way too, lost, trapped in a cycle of pain and misunderstanding that feels impossible to escape. What I'm about to share with you could completely change the way you see your life. And yes, I understand if it feels hard to believe at first. However, here's the truth. Your toxic family is not a punishment. It's not because you did something wrong or because you're carrying the weight of some terrible karma. It's much deeper than that. What seems like the heaviest burden in your life is, in fact, a gift. Yes, a gift your soul chose because it knew you had the strength to face it and transform pain into purpose. Think about this for a moment. What if the pain you carry is not the end of your story, but the beginning of your awakening? What if, within all this chaos, there is a greater reason, a mission only you can fulfill? That is what I am here to show you today. Take a deep breath and try to see this story with fresh eyes. Even if doubts are swirling in your mind right now, by the end of this video, you'll see your family and their role in your life from an entirely new perspective. If you feel the need to dive deeper into this truth, subscribe to the channel now. Do not let these insights pass you by, as they could be exactly what you need to take the next step on your journey. Together, let us uncover the profound meaning behind this intense experience. Now that you're here, you're ready to explore the purpose behind this story. Let's uncover the divine role of being born into a toxic family. It just might change the way you see your life forever. 1. Why your soul chose a toxic family for your growth. Now imagine your life as a giant puzzle. Each piece represents a part of your story, and some pieces seem so confusing and painful that it feels impossible to see how they fit together. But what if I told you there's a divine reason for all of it, that every piece, even the most challenging ones, was chosen with a greater purpose in mind? Let me share a story with you. Picture an artist working on a sculpture. He starts with a raw, imperfect stone. To uncover the masterpiece hidden within, he must chip away, polish, and occasionally break parts of the stone. It's an intense process, but it's exactly what transforms the block into something extraordinary. Your journey is just like that. Your soul looked at your life before you were even born and said, "This is the family where I will grow and awaken." As contradictory as it sounds, being born into a toxic family is not an accident. It is a choice your soul made, a spiritual training ground preparing you for something far greater. But why? Because God knew you had the strength and capacity to overcome it. Your soul recognized that a challenging environment would be the perfect ground to shape your character, amplify your light, and most importantly, awaken your purpose. Maybe you have felt it deep inside, that you were born for something different, something extraordinary. Yet the circumstances of your family seem to hold you back. Know this, that is not a sign of weakness. It is preparation. God does not give great battles to weak warriors. What you have lived through and continue to experience is the start of a greater plan, one that only the chosen have the strength to embrace. Think about the hardest moments with your family, the arguments, the harsh words, the looks of judgment. Yes, it hurts. But what if each of those experiences was there to teach you something about yourself? What if the pain was the push you needed to awaken and remember who you truly are? When you start to see through this lens, you'll realize that even in the storm, there's something precious to be uncovered. Now let me ask you, have you ever wondered why your family is so complicated? Or noticed a moment when that pain made you stronger? Share your thoughts in the comments. Expressing your experience not only helps you make sense of it, but it could also be a light for someone going through something similar. Your story holds power. This is exactly what you need to understand right now. Your family is like a mirror, reflecting parts of you that you may not have discovered yet. Those parts contain the greatest lessons of your life. So, let's dive into this together. In the next chapter, you'll understand how your family, with all its flaws, is the perfect training ground for your spiritual growth. Stay with me, because what's coming next could transform the way you see it all. 2. How toxic families shape the strength of the chosen ones. Now that you understand there is a higher purpose behind being born into a toxic family, let us delve into why these challenging family dynamics are actually a form of spiritual training. It might seem contradictory, but the environment you were born into is like a school, not one that teaches through books, but through intense experiences that shape who you are. Toxic families have a unique way of teaching lessons you couldn't learn anywhere else. They challenge you emotionally, making you confront feelings like rejection, abandonment, control, and manipulation. These painful experiences act like exercises that strengthen your soul. Every time you face them, you become stronger. It's just like building muscles at the gym. It hurts at first, but each repetition makes you stronger. Moreover, these environments reveal exactly what needs healing within you. For instance, if you grew up facing constant criticism, it may have left deep scars on your self-esteem. Yet it also gives you the opportunity to learn how to value yourself independently without relying on external validation. It's a tough, yet powerful training ground that prepares you to face life with resilience. Toxic families are also experts at uncovering cycles that need to be broken. Patterns such as lack of self-love, emotional dependency, or fear of rejection are often passed down through generations. When you identify these patterns, you gain the opportunity to break them. This transformation does not just change your life, it also alters the lives of future generations. You become the turning point, the one who brought light to where there was only darkness. Understanding that these challenges aren't here to destroy you, but to teach you, is the first step. And when you begin to view your family from this perspective, something incredible happens. You find that you no longer react to their toxic behaviors the same way. Instead of being hurt, you start to learn, grow, and uncover your inner strength. At this point, you might be asking, why me? Why did my soul choose such a difficult training? The answer lies in your role as one of the chosen ones. You weren't sent to this world to live an ordinary life. You were sent to transcend. And transcendence is only possible when you face your greatest challenges head-on. However, to truly understand why these challenges run so deep and how they impact you, it is essential to examine the roots of this toxicity. It does not appear out of nowhere. It has deep origins, often stretching back through generations. In the next chapter, we will explore how ancestral traumas shape the environment you were born into and why you are the one chosen to break these cycles. Stay with me, because what comes next will start to make everything fall into place. 3. The chosen ones and the power to heal ancestral trauma. Imagine a heavy chain made of ancient links, each one representing a pain, trauma, or pattern passed down through generations. Now imagine you are the only one holding the key to break that chain. That's what it means to be chosen, to be the person who interrupts centuries of repetition and brings new energy to your lineage. Let me share a simple story. Think of an old house that has been lived in by multiple generations. Each resident left their mark, such as cracks in the walls, leaks, and issues that were never fixed. Over time, these problems accumulated. Then one day, someone comes along who decides to truly renovate the house, not just by painting over the cracks, but by repairing the foundation. That person is you. The traumas in your family are like those cracks. They come from stories you might never have heard, pains your ancestors carried, and patterns that were passed down to you. It could be a fear of abandonment, a lack of self-love, or even difficulties in trusting others. These invisible marks shape the environment you were born into, and as the chosen one, you were sent to transform it all. You might wonder, why is this my responsibility? The answer is simple, yet profound. You possess a light, a strength that your ancestors may not have had. They did their best, but they reached their limits. Now, it's your turn to go further. You are here to face these patterns, understand them, and create something different. And when you do this, you not only heal yourself, but also begin to free those who came before you and those who will come after. Let me ask you, have you ever felt like you're carrying a burden that isn't yours? As if you're dealing with issues that didn't start in your life? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to realize they're not alone. And when you put it into words, it's the first step toward releasing that weight. But to break these cycles, there is something essential you must understand. Your family is not just a source of pain. They are also a mirror, a reflection showing you parts of yourself that you have not yet seen clearly. In the next chapter, we will explore how family dynamics, even the most difficult ones, can reveal the deepest aspects of your soul. What you discover could completely change how you see yourself. Stay with me, because the best is yet to come. 4. How family dynamics reflect the deepest parts of you. When we look at our families, we often see only the complicated parts, the arguments, the judgments, and the wounds we carry, but there is something you may not have noticed yet. Your family is not merely a source of challenges, it is also a mirror, reflecting parts of yourself you might never have noticed. Think about it. The behaviors that irritate you the most in your family could be pointing to something within you that still needs attention. For example, if you notice someone in your family is overly controlling, it might reflect your own struggle to trust the natural flow of life. Or if constant criticism hurts you deeply, it could be because you have an inner critical voice that needs healing. These reflections aren't always easy to see, but they serve a purpose. They help you identify patterns and emotions you might not notice on your own. Your family, even unintentionally, provides clues for your self-discovery. It's as though every difficult interaction is a sign, inviting you to look deeper within yourself. And this is where the power of the chosen ones lies. You have the opportunity not only to recognize these reflections, but also to transform them. By understanding what your family is showing you, you begin to shift your own energy. This shift creates ripples, impacting not just you, but everyone around you. If these reflections are starting to make sense to you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Here, we explore topics that can transform your life, helping you find answers and use challenges as tools for growth. By subscribing, you are not just learning more. You are becoming part of a community of people awakening to something greater. Do not miss this opportunity to grow alongside us. As you reflect on what your family has revealed about you, it's time to take the next step. Now, we'll explore how to transform these pains and reflections into a powerful tool for spiritual awakening. Because in the end, all of this serves a higher purpose, and uncovering that purpose can completely change your journey. Shall we continue together? 5. Turning family pain into a path for spiritual growth. Imagine a seed planted in the soil. It lies there, buried, surrounded by darkness, unaware of what's happening. But what seems like the end is actually the beginning. It's in that dark soil that the seed finds the strength to sprout, grow, and transform into something extraordinary. The pain you face within your family is just like that. It may feel suffocating, but within it lies the opportunity for awakening. Have you ever felt like that seed, trapped in a situation that seems impossible to change? The pain you feel is not here to destroy you. It is here to open your eyes to something greater. It acts like a signal, guiding you toward where to focus, grow, and transform. Every harsh word, rejection, or moment you felt invisible might be the push you needed to uncover your inner strength. Transforming pain into awakening begins with one simple choice: Stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" This shift in perspective is powerful. Suddenly, you realize that the pain has a purpose and that each challenge is an opportunity to connect with something greater, with your true self. For instance, if you grew up feeling unheard, perhaps life is teaching you the importance of expressing yourself and believing that your voice matters. Or if you have felt rejected, it might be showing you that the love you are seeking needs to start within you. Transforming coal into a diamond is an intense process, but it creates something truly precious. Now, let me ask you, is there a pain you've experienced with your family that ended up teaching you something about yourself? If so, share it in the comments. Your story could help others see that their pain also has a purpose. And by putting it into words, you begin to transform that experience into wisdom. But there's one crucial detail to remember. For this awakening to happen, you need to break free from the invisible chains still holding you back. These chains could be expectations, fears, or even beliefs you've inherited. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to break those chains and find the spiritual freedom you've been searching for. Stay with me, because what comes next could be the key to your transformation. 6. Freeing yourself from the invisible chains of family patterns. Now that you understand how pain can be transformed into spiritual awakening, it's time to address what's truly holding you back, the invisible chains you carry. These invisible bonds aren't physical, but they hold you to beliefs, patterns, and expectations passed down from your family. Often these chains are so subtle that you don't even realize they exist. They can show up in many ways. Perhaps you grew up believing you needed to please everyone to be accepted, or that you're not good enough to achieve your dreams. Maybe you internalize the idea that your needs don't matter because you were always prioritizing others. These patterns didn't appear out of nowhere. They've been passed down through generations and somehow found their way to you. Breaking these chains starts with awareness. You must first identify what is holding you back. Ask yourself, what beliefs about myself have I inherited from my family? What behavioral patterns am I repeating without realizing? Only when you recognize these chains can you begin to break free from them. But breaking free doesn't mean rejecting your family or erasing the past. It's about changing how you respond to these patterns. It's about understanding that these beliefs and behaviors don't define who you are, and realizing you have the power to choose a different path. It's not an easy process, as these chains have likely been reinforced over years, even decades. Yet, every small step you take creates a significant ripple effect in your life. For instance, by setting healthy boundaries, you're breaking a pattern of submission. By believing in your own worth, you're challenging a belief in inferiority. By living in alignment with your truth, you're proving that it's possible to move beyond family expectations. And here's the most amazing part. When you free yourself, it doesn't just affect you. Your transformation becomes a living example that these chains can be broken. Even if your family doesn't change right away, they'll start to notice that there's another way to live. Your freedom inspires others to seek their own. But there is something even deeper to understand. These invisible chains do not just limit your freedom, they also obscure your true essence. In the next chapter, we will explore how breaking these bonds can help you turn your scars into wisdom. This is where your journey as one of the chosen truly begins, and you will uncover the power that has always been within you. Stay with me, because the best is yet to come. 7. Transforming scars into the wisdom of the chosen ones. Imagine walking through a forest, carrying a backpack full of stones. At first, you barely notice the weight, but as your journey continues, your back begins to ache and your steps grow heavier. Each stone represents a scar, a difficult experience or painful moment you have endured. Now imagine that, instead of carrying these stones forever, you empty the backpack and use them to build something extraordinary, like a bridge or a shelter. This is what chosen ones do with their scars. They transform them into wisdom. Every emotional scar you carry has a story. It could be the pain of not being heard, the burden of trying to please everyone, or the feeling of never being good enough. But these scars don't have to mark the end of your journey. They can become the beginning of something powerful. When you face them with courage, you uncover valuable lessons about who you are and what truly matters. For instance, rejection can teach you to value yourself and find love within. Constant criticism can show you the strength of trusting your own voice. Even the deepest pain can transform into a reminder of your resilience and your ability to rise, no matter how hopeless things might seem. Transforming scars into wisdom is a process, and it starts with one simple question: what did I learn from this? It's not about ignoring the pain or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about giving it a new meaning. When you do this, something incredible happens. Your scars stop being mere reminders of the past and become symbols of your growth and strength. Now let me ask you, is there a difficult experience in your life that, looking back, taught you something important? Share it in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone needs to hear to find strength in their own journey. And by sharing, you begin to give your scars a new purpose. But turning scars into wisdom is only part of the journey. As a chosen one, your path goes beyond personal growth. It is not just about what you learn. It is about the impact your transformation has on others. In the next chapter, we will explore how your healing can inspire change within your family and even across future generations. By shining your light, you become a living example that transformation is possible. Stay with me, because there is still so much to discover about your power as one of the chosen. 8. How the chosen ones become beacons of change. Now that you understand how your scars can turn into wisdom, it's important to recognize the impact this has on others, especially your family. When you begin to change, even in small ways, your transformation creates a ripple effect. You become a living example that it's possible to break patterns that once seemed unbreakable. Your healing journey doesn't happen in isolation. Every step you take to free yourself from limiting beliefs, every choice to act with love instead of reacting with anger, every moment of forgiveness sends a powerful message. Change is possible. Even if the people around you can't put it into words, they feel the difference. By breaking cycles that once felt unchangeable, you not only transform your own life, but also open doors for others to do the same. Your family, who may have resisted or even rejected your choices at first, starts to notice something different about you. They may not fully understand it, but your presence and actions create a new path, a path they can choose to follow when they are ready. The role of the chosen one isn't to force change on others, but to inspire it. This means living in alignment with your truth, even if no one else around you is doing the same. It means showing that it's possible to break free from the chains of the past without completely rejecting the story that brought you here. It's an act of courage and compassion, but this mission is challenging. It requires patience, because not everyone around you will be ready to change immediately. Some may never be ready, and that's okay. What matters most is remembering that transformation begins with you. When you shine your light, it illuminates the path for those who are willing to see it. And so, we arrive at the most powerful part of the journey, understanding the true purpose of it all. This is not just about individual healing, it is about something much greater. In the next chapter, we will explore how everything you have lived through, overcome, and learned is shaping you to fulfill a divine purpose. What comes next is the key to understanding why you were placed on this journey as one of the chosen. Stay with me, because there is still so much to uncover. Understanding why you were chosen for this path. Take a moment to pause and reflect on everything we've discussed. Isn't it remarkable how something that once felt like pure pain and confusion now starts to make sense? Your family, with all its challenges, was the ground where you began to grow, the place where you started to understand who you truly are. You were not chosen by chance, Every experience you've lived through, every obstacle you've overcome, has shaped you to be stronger, more aware, and more connected to your purpose. And do you know what's even more incredible? Your transformation doesn't end here. This marks the beginning of something much greater. What you do with all of this now is what truly matters. You can continue this journey of self-discovery, learning to use your experiences as stepping stones toward becoming your best self. What defines you is not what happened in the past. It is what you decide to do from this moment forward. If this video has helped you see your story in a new light, subscribe to the channel. Here, every video is designed to help you grow, overcome challenges, and discover your true purpose. And don't forget to like and share this content with someone you know who might be going through something similar. Sometimes, a message like this is exactly what someone needs to start seeing their life differently. Now, I want to hear from you. What part of this conversation resonated with you the most? Share it in the comments. Your perspective strengthens our community and might spark a transformation in someone else reading it. You never know the impact your words can have on another person's life. If you are eager to continue exploring this path of growth and discovery, the next video on your screen is perfect for you. Together, we will dive even deeper into themes that can unlock a greater understanding of your mission and role in this world. Do not miss it, as it could be the missing piece to your puzzle. I'll see you in the next video. Until then.